Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
So I have to ask you, do you have any great whiskey stories?
Well, I mean, yeah, I got some good whiskey stories, but I probably can't share them on camera. Good whiskey stories usually end up with a very clouded memory, but yeah, usually a lot of good times.
You know, I said earlier that I've been a fan for 12 years. One of my all-time favorite movies is Cellular.
Oh, man.
I love
Oh, you're taking it back. You're taking it way back.
Way back to the beginning.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, great, I'll take it.
Obviously, people know you as Captain America.
Sure.
Is there a movie other than that people recognize you for?
God, you know, there are a lot of diehard fans of Edgar Wright, and I did a movie with him called Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and it's one of these movies that has a little cult following, so a lot of times I get recognized for that.
So you are probably one of the few actors who has actually done two superheroes.
That's right.
Because you have Captain America and you also were the Human Torch.
That's right.
Now, if you could do a third one, which would you pick?
Oh God, that's just an embarrassment of riches. God, who would it be? God, that's tough. Because they've all been done, really. I mean, it's hard to, you know, I mean, I think Iron Man is a really fun character because of his crass, brazen attitude, but how can you ever fill Downey's shoes? Look, Superman would be a great one too, but I would never dare to cross the Marvel DC lines. It's tough. I don't know that I can think of someone that hasn't been done yet.
Another of the reasons why I love you is because your brother, he was on one of my favorite soaps.
Oh, really? Yeah, One Life to Live.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's gay, and you've been very, very supportive. Have you ever faced any kind of backlash from that being supportive?
Well, certainly not to my face. No, not that I've found. I mean, we're obviously in tricky times right now. But, you know, up until this election, I've never felt any sort of backlash or friction as a result of the stance I've taken in my career in support of him or any other human rights. So I have to say no, but, you know, hopefully it stays that way going forward.
Now, you also come across as being a good guy, like on screen and in real
Fooled
life.
y'all. Gotcha.
And I know you have two sisters.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if growing up with two sisters sort of planted that seed.
I mean, it certainly gives you, look, I think it's important to grow up. It's important to understand whether it's growing up with women, whether it's growing up with other ethnic groups, whether it's growing up with, you know, it's important to experience anything different from what you know, to encourage and cultivate compassion and understanding. So certainly growing up with women helped me, but you know, growing up in the theater helped me. Growing up in a progressive community helped me. And, I think it's really important to kind of put faces to the situations that we're navigating as society. So yeah, hey, growing up with sisters was a big influence for me, and I have a deep connection to not only human rights, but specifically women's rights.
Now, as I mentioned before, Cellular, it always goes back to Cellular. You were in that movie with Kim Basinger, and you didn't actually share much screen time in the movie.
Like, I think we had like one scene together,
yeah. But I'm wondering, out of all of the people that you've worked with, who has been your favorite co-star?
God, that's a good question. I mean, that's so tough. That's so tough because everyone in the Avengers movies, I mean, I love from Downey to Hemsworth to Ruffalo to Renner to Scarlett. I mean, there are so many people that I love from the Marvel franchise. But you know who I'm going to give it to? You know who I'm going to give it to? I'm going to say Ioan Gruffudd. He was in Fantastic Four with me. He plays the human, he played Mr. Fantastic. And there's something about him that is just so funny. He's so fun and so funny. And just every single day he made me laugh. You know, maybe it's just my memory being something, you know, somewhat nostalgic, but I just have such fond memories of coming to work every day and him just cracking me up. So I'm going to say Ioan.
I actually thought you were going to say Scarlett because you were also in The Perfect Score.
I mean, look, she's one of my best friends on the planet. That's why this is so hard because, I mean, even Brian Greenberg from The Perfect, I mean, there are so many films I've worked on. Octavia Spencer, I mean, Jamie Bell. There are so many people I've worked with who I've loved so much. But I got to say, Ioan really, really made me laugh on a daily basis, consistently in a way that I got to give him the nod.
Well, I'm sure he's going to be really happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time, Chris.
You got it.
Really
you got it.
appreciate
Thanks,
It's been
man.
great talking to you.
You got it.